A lot of people have been reacting to the Wicked trailer, calling it dull, bland, and boring visually. It begs the question, why do modern-day blockbusters look so bad? In this video, I will break down the answer and show examples of what they can do to fix this. Obviously, a majority of this is lighting. Although you can say that Wicked looks bland, it's not true to say that there aren't any vibrant colors in the trailer. This shot here has a lot of nice colors, and it's more of the shots of the actors that look bad. The lighting on their faces is just not dynamic at all. I recently saw a TikTok from Sydney Volpe who does a good job explaining this and giving examples, but basically the lighting doesn't create depth and there isn't a cinematic look to it. This has been something on my mind for a while now, especially since I saw the new Ant-Man movie last year. I left the theaters knowing it looked boring, but couldn't really put my finger on why. But when you put two frames side by side, one being from Ant-Man and the other, for example, being from Transformers, you could immediately see the difference. Ant-Man is unpleasant and bland, and you can see similar shots in the Wicked trailer. As I go through these comparisons, just look how differently the characters on the right are lit compared to the more modern day lightings. Now, why is this? Is it just a COVID thing? Is there too much CGI? I think it's a combination of both. Production during COVID was obviously difficult as travel might not have been possible to certain locations. Green screens and volumes have become the more obvious choice because of this. For those of you that don't know, a volume is essentially a set that is surrounded with LED screens. Using Unreal Engine to create CG environments that can be inputted to the screen and attached to the camera, it allows you to get real-time camera moves with real-time lighting changes, as well as reference for the actors so they can see the actual environments they're in as opposed to just a blue wall behind them. There are a bunch of examples of volume work that look great. A good example of this is from the Batman. These rooftop scenes were filmed on a volume and look at the lighting on their faces. It's cinematic and accurate. Greg Fraser was the DP on this film, and it makes sense why he would use it as he was the DP for Rogue One, which worked with ILM at the time to originally develop this technology, until they were fully able to use it for The Mandalorian, which Fraser was also a DP for, including the series' first episode. His work is just top-notch, and I'm excited to see what he has to offer for Dune 2. Anyway, why am I spending all this time explaining what a volume is? And what does this have to do with boring lighting on big budget films? The fact that the volume is filled with LED screens, it should provide accurate and dynamic lighting needed, right? Well, not exactly. A good way of thinking of this would be if you have a shot that is supposed to be outside in sunlight, an LED screen can't reach the brightness of the sun. Therefore, the lighting of the volume wouldn't be 100% accurate. You would still need professionals on set that would work with the DP and the director to get the desired lighting look for the shot. If you don't have a director and a DP who, one, accurately understand lighting and cinematography, or two, don't know exactly what their environment is going to be, their lighting is going to be off. This is where too much CGI comes into play, but it's more about poor planning. It creates the same problem that you get with blue screens. When you film your character on a blue screen, how do you light them? If you know what your CGI environment is going to be, let's say you know your sun is going to be on the right side of the frame, you could put a light on the right side of your actor and shoot it. The problem with this is you're essentially locked into that lighting. While with enough effort and time you could change the lighting in post, it is way more difficult to take away a highlight and turn it into a shadow after the fact. I think what's going on with these movies, and especially with Ant-Man, is that they're being pumped out too quickly and therefore not fully visually planned. If you don't know what your environment is going to be, you don't know exactly how to light your actors. Therefore, you light them in a neutral way and then light them in 3D after the fact. This way you get accurate lighting, but you don't get the dynamic lighting you see from the practical lights on set. I'm not sure if this is something many people even notice. As much as it's annoying to someone like me, I'm not sure how much the studios care because their films still make hundreds of $millions at the box office anyway. I guess I would be more inclined to overlook the visuals if the story and writing was strong, but even the writing in movies today feels rushed and bland as well. Aside from a few of the best directors, I don't know the next time I will leave a theater with a surprisingly pleasant experience. Today we're in the age of mediocrity in the big budget world, and it's pretty upsetting. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any thoughts on this video or any examples of what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments below. And click here if you want to watch my previous video about a certain shot in Titanic that cost $1 million to pull off.